I meant to put I'm trying to make a video on my computer, and right now my operating system apparently is too old, and suddenly everything is malfunctioning, including my ability to make a video. So making a video on my phone, and I don't think that I will be using this for anything, but I can't, I can't put it on, I can't put it on Facebook very easily because I've had obstacles getting on Facebook on my phone. I don't know. I'm just not very good at it. I just don't like to do things on the computer on my phone. So, but anyway, I wanted to share about Hitler because I had talked about Hitler on my police and military site, and I had made the point that Hitler was, his father was Jewish, and that it could be that his bitterness originated towards the Jews, began with them not recognizing him as a legitimate Jew, quote unquote, because he did not have a Jewish mother and had a Jewish father, and just resenting them for making him feel like less, but, it was really up to him how he felt about himself. He just blamed it on them, right? So it was just a choice to hate, and just talking about the origin of that hate and bitterness towards Jews. Well, then I got challenged by my family on 4th of July as to my source. None of them could believe that his father was Jewish. They didn't think that was true. And then my cousin even looked at something online, and it said blah, 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 and it said he wasn't, So I had to go looking, and I found it, and it was the History Channel's article, and it said, was the Fuhrer more closely related to the subspecies that he considered subhuman than his Aryan compatriots? And so then it talks about that some Belgian researchers decided to do a DNA study. And so, all this sounds very reliable and very credible. Like the DNA study is taking saliva samples from 39 of his descendants. And then what did they find out? Oh my gosh. So they find out his father, whose name was Alois, that he was Jewish. But even weirder, weirder is that his father, being Jewish, let's see, what did it say? His father was also his grandfather was the grandfather of his mother. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, his grandfather, no, his father's father. Will that make her his sister, right? Anyway, so his mother. Oh gosh, it's so confusing. It's trying to say that he was a product of incest. So being product of incest is that I believe his mother also would have Jewish blood, but then the real problem would be the definition of illegitimate because of incest, and that he could resent the people who define what is legitimate and what's not legitimate, could make him, his shame about himself and about his origins. Like satanic people are very perfectionistic, and they care more about the rules. So, and there is shame connected to incest. So, if a person is a product, quote unquote, of that, it's up to them to decide not to think of themselves as junk and their lives as being a mistake, and instead of blaming it on others. So I'm saying so that is like a victim mentality again. He's blaming his negative feelings about himself, and he's blaming his parents for the mistakes they made. So he's got hate there, and he's blaming the people who define, you know, who obviously, define, you know, make the definition of, incest and illegitimacy and blah blah blah, and so he resents them, because the people, obviously who believe that incest is wrong are Christians and Jews, right? So then he would blame them for making him feel bad because he's the product of that. Does that make sense? And so the Jews he hated and he wanted to annihilate them. The Christians he hated and he wanted to play them really good, that he was a Christian, or that, so his hate really comes out in that way. But then also he had a lot of sympathy from like other false Christians like himself, and so yeah, so his hate and his bitterness and everything just resonated with a lot of the people, which I think is also true of us. That a lot of people, the bitterness and hatred of Obama resonated with a lot of Americans.